Hi friends, welcome back to Ozarks Traditional. Today we're going to go over some of the tools that's going to put you back on your path to self-reliance. So stay tuned, we'll be right back and get to it. So welcome back everybody. So glad you could all come back in and join me here at Ozarks Traditional. I'm Tandy. Got Gracie over here on the floor, and her cousin Kylo has come for a visit. So we may have some visitors running around under my feet here and there. Please forgive us. Today I'm going to go through a few of the tools that are not necessary, but that are absolutely helpful in our path to self-reliance with traditional archery. They're not near as complicated as working on the compound bows that I used to do, but it's still some tools that will come in extremely helpful in getting our traditional bows to shoot how we want them to become the best bow hunters that we can. First and foremost, I'm going to start with a place to use these tools. What I have is a space-saving workbench that I've got hanging on the back of my garage wall right here. Let me go through real quick on just how simple and easy this guy is to put together fairly inexpensively also. By the way, I've put together some additional equipment. Got another camera that's here to help to show some of the stuff and hopefully give a nice close-up view when we're starting to use some of these tools. So I will be using that in the series moving forward as we start a new series. So hopefully that's of a benefit to you. So what we're going to do is open this guy up. Got some leg braces. And on the sides, it's just got hook and eye latches. Undo those, drop down the bench, set the legs, and then this part opens up to lock in place to provide an overhead light source for us. And usually what I do is put a little padded work area down, and just like that, we've got an organized and safe spot to put all of our work ahead of us. Any type of a folding table and a safe area to do the work is honestly all that you have to have. But an area like this in an accessible spot is always good for keeping your work organized and into a safe position. All right, y'all gonna have to go outside and play if you start that stuff up. Go. I've had requests for doing some of the work that's on here. One of the most common that I get is making a Flemish twist string. I'm happy to do that. I'm new into this game also, so I'm learning. So what I would like to do is pass on to you guys some of the little tactics that, as you've seen me before, things need to make logical sense to me to go. So I will use some of the tips and tricks that I've used into choosing the right amount of string to begin building your string, and how I've determined that, and an easy way for figuring that out, as well as a demonstration in the string building itself. That will be the first video in this series that we put together. I have built this Flemish twist string jig. I have plans for this that I can make available to you. This was actually, Kylo. This was actually made from a piece of 5/4 decking board that I was using, replacing some of the boards on my back deck. I'd happen to have it on hand. some little small finish nails for the staggered ends, and pieces of some small dowel that I had on hand makes the pegs for wrapping the string on. Easy to build, takes only half an hour to put together, and that's doing all the layout and everything. I will show you how I use this jig, how it's built, and give you the plans for doing so, and then give you a demonstration of making the string on top of it. We'll go through cutting arrows. So an arrow cutoff saw. I will demonstrate the use of this, how to measure, how to put them together. Every piece of equipment that I have, I will actually try to provide a link for, and pricing of these materials, so that you'll kind of know what wish list you want to put it on: birthday, Christmas, Father's Day, or if you just want to go out and mow a few yards and get some extra money in your pocket to be able to go out and make purchases. So I'll make links to each one of them. We've got the arrow cutoff saw, which is invaluable, not absolutely necessary. You can buy pre-cut arrows, but we're talking about becoming self-reliant. So I would definitely choose to go with that. For sure and for certain, everyone that's getting into traditional archery, get yourselves a bowstringer. You're going to save yourselves a lot of headache, especially on your recurve bows. If you try to string them without it, at some point, somewhere down the line, you're going to twist a limb. And it's so easy to, for $5 to $10, it's so easy to avoid that. So get yourself a bowstringer. We've got a set of digital scales for weighing your components, be it inserts, nocks, field points, broadheads. This for $15, it's a no-brainer. So find yourself a set of digital scales. I've got them for components, and I've also got digital scales for measuring the draw weight of the bows. Lancaster Archery has this exact scale. Three Rivers Archery has this scale. Amazon has this scale. It's actually just a digital scale for weighing luggage. But some of the archery companies have decided to put their logo on it and brand it out. $12, $15, and they're quite accurate. Years ago, before the digital scales became as prevalent, this is actually a set of spring scales. You hook your bowstring into this. It pulls this part up as the tension is put into it, and then it leaves on the little dial there what the maximum weight was. Set of spring scales. I find them very close to each other. If I just need a general weight, I can pull this back to my draw length, and it gets me within a pound or so of what it is. This one gets it into the tenth of a pound. So there's your difference on that. We will go over the use of these guys. Another inexpensive, a bow square. Just get a bow square. Again, just a few bucks. You'll be able to, with this part of it up against your riser, out to your string, your measuring brace height. With this sitting on your shelf, this attached to the string, then you get to set your nocking point. It has got for out here, from here to here is measuring out brace height. If over here, from your shelf up in 1/16 of an inch, it's going to measure your nock point. Inexpensive, get one. This is just a white Sharpie. I use this for marking on my string, location where I want to put my sound dampeners, my string silencing yarn puffs or bow jacks, whatever it is that you want to put into it. And also, when I'm serving my string, I'll use my bow square. I'll find my shelf height. I'll mark that. And usually what I do in serving a string is 3 inches above, 6 inches below for 9 inches of total. That's just the way I do mine. You can do them any length you want to, once you learn how to do it and become self-reliant. Speaking of serving, get yourself some serving material and a serving jig. You can do it by hand, but you'll never get the consistent tension on your serving like you can get with a serving jig. Again, they're inexpensive. You can get them online. You can get them at any of the archery supply stores. Serving jigs are handy. I will show you how to use it. It's not hard to use, and you can get a much better knock fit and release of the arrow when you fine tune your serving size to what your bow needs. I use a 14 strand B55 string, which is a little heavier. I would say that the norm is probably 12 strands. So on my 14 strand, to get my knock to fit right, I use a serving thread that's 0.018 inch diameter. On a 12 strand, to get the same knock fit, one would probably want to use a 0.020 or 0.021 string. You can get 75 to 100 yards of serving per spool for about $25. So you can do a lot of string serving for that. So I usually keep on hand both kinds. For making the arrows, I use the Arizona Easy Fletch fletching jigs. This one for aluminum, this one for carbon. I happen to have on here the limbs for right wing helical. They also make additional limbs. If you don't want right wing, they have left wing, and they have straight or offset. So you can get different arms, and these arms it's just got a little small pin that goes in, so these arms are detachable to fit right back into the same jig for your preference of fletching your arrows. They may not be quite as versatile as, say, a Bitzenberger, a Boning, or an AAE, but they take up a lot less room. You do all three fletching at one time. Again, it's just what I like to use. Any of those others that I've matched probably have more versatility into the placement of the feather. These work and these shoot fine for me. You guys have watched my series, the traditional archery beginner to bow hunter. You've seen how I shoot a bow. Am I Robin Hood? No. Am I Byron Nelson or Howard Hill? No. But I think for only having shot about 8 months now, that I do pretty well. I can get it to a lethal spot into an animal just as soon as this season opens up back again, and I intend to prove that come this fall. But this fletching jig works quite well. But get what you want. Just get some fletching jig so that you can build your own arrows. Cutting them off, gluing in the inserts. I'll show you how to build the entire arrow. Even how to make your own arrow wraps at home. Very simple, very inexpensive. You don't have to buy the arrow wraps. If you want a 5-inch, if you want a 6-inch, if you want a 10-inch arrow wrap that goes on there, you can make it the way that you want to, because we're going to work on making you self-reliant and being able to work all of these things out. Another piece of equipment that is a luxury, not a need to have, but it's helpful, is the chronograph. You guys that have been watching the channel some, you've seen me use my chronograph that goes onto it. A lot of great information can be gleaned from knowing the speed of your arrow setup. So the chronograph is a handy piece, and they're not as expensive as you think. This one happens to be a Pro Chrono, widely in use all over, for different sports, shooting and archery. Um, Caldwell makes one that's not exceptionally expensive either, and is also a good piece of machinery. I'll try to put links to those when we go over using the chronograph. Anything else that I really need to go over on the tools that we're going? That pretty much covers what we need to use in traditional archery to become self-reliant and being able to put our own equipment together. So the big question is now, why do we want to do it? Simply because we can make our own hours, and we know how every piece is done and how our equipment has been handled while we're doing it. I live in a very rural setting. I'm nowhere near any archery shop, and the archery shops that are around cater mainly towards the compound industry. But of course they would, because they're trying to make a living out of it, and that's what's selling these days. Traditional archery is not the money maker that buying a new flagship bow is at $1,200 to $2,000 every couple of years. When you can get perfectly functional traditional bows for less than $200, that's not where the profits are. So you're not going to find a lot of archery shops that are out there that are absolutely focusing on us, the traditional archers. So that's my reasoning for you learning these things, and I'm going to do everything I can to make it simple, easy instructions to understand what I'm doing on this thing, and give you the logical reasons why I do it the way I do it, and give you a foundational base to determine how you want to do it from there, because we all do it a little bit differently. You can find just on like string making or arrow fletching, you can find 100 how-to tutorials right now just by scrolling through YouTubes and on Instructables on the internet, and you'll find dozens of ways to do the same thing. They'll all tell you this is the way to do it. It's all a foundation. I will give you a foundation for you to decide how you want to build your strings, your arrows, and shoot your bows. So that's where this video series is going. The series is going to be entitled Traditional Archery, Tools for Self-Reliance, and it'll have a series just like the series that I've got going now, Traditional Archery, Beginner to Bow Hunter in Real Life, which, by the way, I've got put together in a playlist that you can click the link to go and get all of those in a series. And as new episodes are entered into that series, they will be added to the playlist. So you can go back into those, check all of those out, hit that subscribe button over here so that you'll know when these episodes get released, and you'll get some notifications on doing that. What I need to do now is, if you like this content, if you like the direction we're going, please hit that button and go into the comments section. Tell me, I already know the first episode is going to be building the Flemish twist string and using the Flemish twist string jig, why that is helpful. So I will go over that part of it first. But after that, I want you to tell me what you want to see in a self-reliant tools videos and the order that you'd like to see them in. Again, I'm going to be using a couple of different camera angles now. I'll be using this one to come in on top of it to zoom in a lot closer while maintaining a wider angle out there. So I'm going to do everything I can to make this as observable as possible so that everything is clear and understandable to you. One last piece of equipment that I would like to share with you is this. The computer these days is, as much as I like going to my traditional roots, the way I used to have to do it, guys, was actually picking up books and reading about it, going to Bow Hunting World, Bow Hunting Magazine, learning what was going on with that. Well, now these things are right at your fingertips. I couldn't be here doing this now if not for this YouTube channel and being able to speak with each one of you guys. So access to one of these opens up a world of information to you. Do not discount that. A lot of the forums that are out there, there's guys that have done this for years. Use their knowledge. Talk to the old hands that have been doing this for decades. They can put you in on some shortcuts that would take you years upon years to learn on your own. So, big piece of equipment to have there. That's all I've got for you today. Remember, check out the links, the playlist, the subscribe button. Hit those things. Let me know in the comments on which videos that or which activities that you would like to be seen in future videos. We're going to start in real soon. The next video up on hand is going to be the Flemish twist string. But today I've got more cleaning to do in this area. I just got this area cleaned out so I could walk in and show you this archery workbench. And now I can come back in and work on it more too. But it's a beautiful spring day out there. I don't want to spend the whole day inside. I want to get out and do a little shooting myself. So see you next time. Y'all come back.